guys? Hey. Welcome back to another weekly Monday live stream. I hope everybody's doing okay. If you are new here, my name's AK, and every week I like to go live and talk about the newest gaming news that happened throughout the week and stuff like that. We have so much to get into today, guys. We have a lot of new stuff coming. Or I guess a lot of new stuff announced and leaked and stuff like that. Um, so yeah. Matthew, welcome. Um, Triple Play, welcome. Ari, welcome. So glad to have you guys in here today. Um, if you guys would like to answer, what games are you guys playing this week? I am playing Ghost of Yote. I also have been playing a little bit of It Takes Two. I know I mentioned that recently, about how I kind of was playing it, but I got a little bit more into it this weekend, and it's been pretty good. I don't really have. I guess I can't say too much about it because I'm not like fully like into it yet, but I'm still like kind of learning things and stuff like that. But it was fun from what I did play. Hello again and cool hair. Thank you. No, thank you. I'm always trying to switch it up. I get bored very easily. So thank you. All right. Let's get right to the news today, you guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed or heard, but Xbox had their partner preview. I think it was Thursday afternoon. And they announced a good amount of games. So I wanted to go over it with you guys, see what we all have to think and say about it and stuff like that. Dragon Quest Builders 1 and Halfway. Oh, okay. I've heard a lot about those games, but I've never played them. I've been playing I have never heard of that 5 Banjo Kazooie games so far for my own personal first ever. Oh, y'all have to come back and let me know how that is. I've never heard of that. I have to look into that game. Usually I try and keep up with like a lot of new games that come out, but there's always some that, slip through the cracks. All right. Let's see what Xbox had to announce. Because honestly, if you guys are big Xbox fans, let me know. Because I don't like try and trash them or anything. Because I have mixed feelings about Xbox, right? But I feel like it's been a little bit more rare to hear them drop something that has been like really good. An exclusive, at least. An exclusive. So, let's see what they had to announce. Now, obviously, I don't think we're going to watch all of these. Probably not even like some of them. But if any of these stick out, I will probably watch them. So we have Armadas, The Mound. And sometimes you guys know, like, these trailers always sometimes, like, look way better than they actually are, like, in-game. Dave the Diver, this must be, like, a DLC or something, launch trailer. Or is it, like, a... Because this game has been out for a minute, unless it's just now about to debut on Xbox. Crow's Swarm, Echo Generation 2, Vampire Crawlers. I might watch this First Light one really quick. The showcase was decent, but I think people are kind of over them, for it to be excited about the showcase. Yeah, that's what I thought. And that's my problem with Xbox, and I was just talking about this on my TikTok recently, but my problem is, it seems like they don't know what direction they want to go, It seems like they keep taking all these different paths, and they don't know. Like, they had a really good thing going for Game Pass, and then all of a sudden, like, they raised the price by 50%, which is insane. And then, like, now everybody's mad. I've never played any Xbox games, but I want to be an Xbox fanboy soon because I want to buy the Xbox Series X or S console sometime in December of 2025. I highly recommend, if you don't want to, like, spend so much money on the console, like, you're unsure about it, I would just say, like, try Game Pass, instead of buying, I mean, unless you really want the console, but Because if you get Game Pass, you could at least see if there's like some games that you like, and if there's some games you like, then yeah, I would definitely say buy the console, especially if you've never tried them before. Um, but this First Light game is one that I'm
A
excited for
00
next
agent
year.
needs the fastest, most dynamic, and of course most striking car when they're on duty. Hybrid twin-turbo V8, over 1,000 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Lightweight carbon fibre chassis, and a few modifications you won't find in the brochure. Meet the Aston Martin Valhalla. But this one is only for 00 agents, James. If you want to drive it, you'll have to earn the number.
I feel like one thing that they are like really emphasizing in First Light 007 is like the driving aspect. I feel like they're kind of using it as a way to like separate it from Hitman, if that makes sense, because a lot of people have been comparing this game to Hitman, and as you guys might know, Hitman does not have driving in it. So I feel like they're using it really to emphasize and like make the difference stand out, if that makes sense. Yeah, they don't know what lane they want to be in, similar to Sega back before they stopped making hardware. Yeah, that's crazy. I kind of wish Sega stayed in the game, but I mean, I feel like they could have eventually made something that was really good. Hi Tay, what's up? Welcome back. Also Banjo go first time here in Nintendo 64. Oh, okay, maybe that's why I haven't heard of it too much. And 2000 Plus had 2 games on the Game Boy Advance. Okay, and you know, now that I think about it, now that I'm thinking about it from like that POV, maybe I definitely have like seen it before, but I definitely haven't played it. I wish I played more Game Boy games though. I had one, but if I'm being honest with y'all, I have not like, I can't recall a single game that I played on the Game Boy. Like I know I played Game Boy, but I just cannot remember exactly what games I played on the Game Boy. Maybe it was just because I was really young. I could definitely see these 007 cars being in Forza 6 Horizon. Yeah, like they were so specific. That's what it kind of threw me off. I'm like, why does this kind of sound like a car ad? I've never played any 007 games either. I believe this is the first one, at least by IO Interactive, unless they made, like, other companies have made it. The driving ain't a selling point for me. I don't care about that. I want to see combat and shooting. Yeah, and honestly, kind of for me too. I mean, I think it definitely like makes it stand out from Hitman, but I don't think it'll be a selling factor because I honestly don't really care for like driving and racing games. Now, I will say one exception with driving is like GTA. And that's because I feel like the driving, I mean, that's basically what it is, like Grand Theft Auto, like you're taking cars. I feel like that's kind of the only game where I feel like the driving really makes the game. At least some point. I mean, I don't really like the racing missions in them usually, but I feel like it's just kind of fun. Like you're running through red lights and like doing all this stuff or whatever. But yeah, usually driving doesn't really make that much of a difference to me. Okay, roadside research, that looks interesting. Total chaos, reanimal. What is it? This almost looks like what's that game? Little Nightmares?
We send a message of true sympathy. And to think of all the new sights you must be seeing.
Oh, okay, so it came out a while ago.
You must be having.
I feel like I've heard of this game.
So it is not difficult for us to picture the sort of life you are all leading. I know you won't forget us.
So it's the
Good
same
night,
people.
and good luck to you all.
It's the same people that make Little Nightmares. Yeah. Tarsier Studios, I think I'm pronouncing it right. Tarsier Studios. Is the developer of the horror game Reanimal, which is published by THC. Okay. Yeah, so it says Tarsier Studios is an independent Swedish studio known for creating Little Nightmares. So that's why it looks so much like Little Nightmares. It's the same people. Yeah. So we have Erosion. Why does this look like it could be like like a wannabe Red Dead Redemption?
But it's gonna take more than iron to save the one he loves. Because the one thing a bullet can't...
Definitely not Red Dead Redemption. Zoop. What the heck? I'm just kind of skipping through these guys.
Yeah, a few bumps along the way. But I got it.
What is this?
You really fixing to gamble with it?
That's
One for
Bugs
five.
Bunny.
It's worth a shot.
Ain't you worried something might go wrong?
Wrong. I'm counting on it.
These games are something.
It's mine now. Finish him.
But it's like, I'm kind of intrigued, not gonna lie. Like, what is this? I mean, we asked for new and interesting games, huh? Sorry, okay, I don't know what that was. Interesting, though. Oh, this is actually something I was going to talk about later, actually. It's funny that it comes up, but Hitman is releasing a DLC with Eminem.
Listen up. I don't usually ask for help. But this isn't just another target. It's the crazy part of me.
They've been releasing a lot of
life,
DLCs.
and now he wants mine. I've tried to bury him, but this motherfucker just keeps coming back.
I found that no one is untouchable.
Oh, so Eminem brought his back up. A higher gun can't erase me. Choke me with a wire, aim a gun at me. I come back louder and stronger. So what's it gonna be, killer? Are you ready to dance with the devil? Or are you too deaf to hear the beat?
This is it. Let's end this motherfucker.
Sounds like they got Eminem to like actually voice it, which is pretty cool. Dev at Game Company, hey, I have an idea. Let's make a samurai style fighting game featuring Bugs Bunny. For real. Yeah, the Eminem one's interesting. Yeah, I like the Eminem collab. They recently just did one with Bruce Lee as well. So it almost seems like, I mean, because when did Hitman World of Assassins come out? Because it seems like they are just kind of trying to like keep it relevant. Oh, I didn't know it came out that long ago. 2021. I mean, I guess it makes sense because now that I think about it, I think I bought Hitman around the same time I got the PS5. They should add more rappers. Yeah. I don't know why I just randomly thought of like DJ Khaled. Another one. But yeah, I guess, yeah, they're trying to keep the game relevant because the game has been out almost 5 years at this point. Because I was thinking they've been releasing a lot of updates for that game, which I'm glad because I like the game. Tides of Annihilation, full story. I've heard of that one. That was actually in the PlayStation Showcase, I believe. Raji, that looks interesting. A lot of People want Def Jam back. I played it a little bit a bit ago. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the lives. I work hard on them. Okay, I don't know what this is. Not really showing anything. But yeah, go. That that was the Xbox Partner Showcase. We definitely saw some interesting things. I still am trying to figure out what that Bugs Bunny one was, though. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's been getting kind of dry, except for the Bruce Lee in this. Right, I really want a new Def Jam game. You know, and who knows if these companies would ever bring it back, because you know how companies are nowadays. They don't listen to the audience, so we'll have to see. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to read this whole next article, but it's an interesting conversation because, you know, every year we kind of talk about Call of Duty and them pretty much releasing the same things. Now, my opinion on Call of Duty is I don't necessarily think it's a bad game. I don't think that they should be charging $70 for recycled content. Even if it's not recycled, it's still, you're getting the same game every year. I still don't think they should be charging like $70 for it. My kind of like, what's the word? Like, my tip of the iceberg for Call of Duty recently was when they started just putting in maps that old maps from like Modern Warfare 2 or even like other games and stuff like that. It's like, okay, why are we paying so much for games, or why are we paying so much for this game that's recycling maps, I should say? That's what kind of ticked me off, because it's like, I'm paying this much money for this game and you're not even giving me new maps? Like, are you kidding me? They're utilizing a lot of the same characters, a lot of the same maps, a lot of the same guns, and it's like, I could see if you guys are genuinely like coming up with new maps every year, like new characters every year, but it's like, it ticks me off because it's like, we're buying a game at full price and we're getting recycled content. This is the worst I've seen. Yeah, it is, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. And I've been hearing this a lot, so I kind of wanted to just touch on it a little bit. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 sales are down 50% in Europe, and I know this specifically says Europe, but it's kind of just all over the place. The sales have been very, very much down. Now, I don't know. I mean, I talked about this in a video maybe like a month ago. I don't know, when Call of Duty first came out. I put out a before you buy, and they do have some like boots off the ground stuff going on, kind of like how they did in like Infinite Warfare, and I think it was Black Ops 3. If it wasn't Black Ops 3, it was Black Ops 4. Where they have, you know, like the boosts and stuff, and I don't know if it's because people don't like that type of gameplay, or maybe people are just like getting genuinely sick of it. I mean, I know when they released Infinite Warfare and stuff like that back then, a lot of people were mad about the like boots off the ground type thing. So I don't know, but it is crazy because I just feel like they don't learn. They don't learn. The game should be at least 50. It's the same thing every year. Yeah. They even recycle elements of the story. And that's another thing I heard, is that the story is really, really bad and unplayable. I didn't play the campaign, but I remember seeing like them fighting off like a giant like mutated something, and I'm like, what has Call of Duty become? You know, it's just crazy. Yep, and developed the new Battlefield 6, which is the new company developing the past couple of items. And Call of Duty is falling behind, especially, yeah, in realism and gameplay. And I think you make a good point, too, because I think what I am getting at is, like, the realism factor. It seems like they are drifting away from their roots. Well, it doesn't seem like it. They are drifting away from their roots. It's almost like a simulation now, and you need online to play campaign as well. Yeah, that's another thing that a lot of people are mad about with the campaign. A lot of people are mad about the campaign. So it says, let's just start from here, because sometimes they like repeat stuff. But sales are down compared to last year. Where things get a little dicey is when you look at the comparison of last year's release, Black Ops 6, according to the report. And I did buy Black Ops 6, and let me tell you guys, I did not play it. I played it for like a very little bit, and then I got bored, and I didn't pick it up again. Physical and digital sales are down over 50%, which is crazy compared to last year. Again, many can and will point to the game being available on Xbox Game Pass for Ultimate and PC subscribers, but so was Black Ops 6. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's been like that for the last couple years at least. Despite all the numbers being down, Black Ops 7 was still the best-selling game in terms of units and revenue in Europe for the week. For the week. I'm like, compared to what? Ending in November 16th, its launch week, yeah. Battlefield 6, its main competition right now, came in 4th in both units sold and overall revenue. At the end of the day, it's not like Call of Duty is a dwindling franchise. As it's still generating revenue for its developers and publishers. Still, it's interesting to see how far sales have fallen, and if it's simply a case of people playing more on Xbox Game Pass, or is there a real drop-off in actual interest in the 22-year-old franchise? I mean, I'd say it's both. I mean, you can't use the argument that it's Game Pass when it's been on Game Pass at least the last few years. They're running out of ideas now, but it's a military shooter, so how many times can you reinvent a concept like that? Yeah, I mean, definitely, but then that begs the question, should they keep doing it yearly? And that's a whole nother thing, because in my opinion, I don't think they need to drop yearly games. I mean, I know as of right now, and I'm just going to use this example, I know as of right now, what's that game called? Rainbow Six, for instance. That game is kind of dying off now, but it's been relevant to some people for years, like since it's come out, and now all of a sudden like it's dwindling down. Or like Fortnite, for instance, that game has been out for years. They're not putting out a new one. They are putting out updates, but I honestly think like Call of Duty should just take that route, like drop every like 3 years or so, but like make sure you stay on top of the updates. Make sure like you're keeping the game fresh. It's no reason why we have to pay $70 a year to play Call of Duty. But exactly, they need to go back to developing a game every 2 years, not every year. Yeah, and I know they did take a break. I don't know when. I think it was kind of recently they took a game, like, or a leap year or so, but they only did it like once. My weekend was good, thank you. How was yours? I was destroyed themselves bringing 2 acquisitions. I do not believe they are making money. You know, yeah, that's another point too. I think they came out and said that like they lost them a lot of money putting Call of Duty on Game Pass, and that's why I'm kind of surprised that they continue to put it on Game Pass. I thought they were gonna take it off, but I guess not. Maybe they're doing some other stuff behind the scenes, and that's probably also why they raised prices on Game Pass. I almost wonder if they just released Game Pass, like the price of Game Pass that low, just to like see if people would like have interest in it and to like get people in. And then now that people are in like, you know, the system or whatever, like, okay, like we're gonna jack up prices now. That's kind of my idea. I think they were trying to get people in, and now they're like, okay, we got people hooked, and I don't know, but clearly it didn't work out that way. Yeah, Rainbow Six been having a run before it dried out. Yeah, exactly. Now, I want to say that I think Rainbow Six should come out with another game. I think it's deserved. I think now they're kind of running it dry. So it's a balance. Like, I feel like you have to know when to move on, but you also have to know when to milk it. You know? So, but obviously, a common theme in a lot of these areas and stuff like that is the companies don't listen to the audience, you know, and they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to do what they feel is best for the company and stuff like that. And we either have to accept it and buy the game or just boycott. And honestly, this year for me, I did like look into the game and stuff like that, but it's a boycott for me. Sorry, I'm not getting it. Yeah, they should come out with a new Rainbow Six. They definitely should. All right, let's talk about some Resident Evil Requiem. That is kind of a game that I don't know if I'm like is one of my like top games that I'm looking forward to coming out, but I am keeping an eye on it. It looks a little good, I will say. So, Resident Evil Requiem. Oh, I said that weird. Requiem definitely has one DLC in the works as of right now. It's claimed. The detail about the Resident Evil Requiem DLC comes from Dusk Golem, Aesthetic Gamer, known for Resident Evil leaks. Their latest post on X, formerly Twitter, states there's definitely at least one DLC for Resident Evil Requiem in development right now. I've heard it a few times, believe it stars Alyssa. The leaker had previously stated that Alyssa Ashcroft is also the giant monster following Grace in the trailer, and will be playable for a bit in the game. Dusk Golem was also asked on the same day whether Leon Kennedy is going to be considered the main character or a side character in the upcoming title. Golem replied that they don't have a blueprint for the game to give that answer. The leaks are always kind of funny because it's like, oh, this might happen, but a lot of the times, like, they're true. They are true. I remember, like, a little bit before they delayed GTA 6, there was just, like, a bunch of rumors and leaks that it was going to be delayed again, and then how little did we know it was going to come out officially announced that they were going to delay it, like, a week later, which is crazy. Where did I leave off? But they do, I don't know if this is where I left off, but they do know that Leon has some very large levels, the biggest in the series to date. Players should take both details with a grain of salt, as it does not come from an official source. In other news, Capcom expects Resident Evil Requiem to sell better than Resident Evil Village. And, one thing that I remember about Resident Evil Village is it was very, very, like, pushed, advertised, marketed, and stuff like that. But then when it came out, I don't really remember a lot of people talking about it. Like, I might have seen a couple of, like, gameplays and stuff like that, but I don't remember a lot of people playing it, to be honest. Which is interesting. I'm playing Resident Evil 7, and it's the scariest Resident Evil on the PS1. I bought Resident Evil 2, and I need to buy Resident Evil 4. The only Resident Evil that really sticks out to me, I think it's Resident Evil 9. There's so many of them at this point. Let me double check, though. It's the one with the little girl. No, it's not Resident Evil 9. Which one is it? Or am I even... I think I'm thinking of the right game. Is it... Or maybe not. Maybe I'm, like, completely thinking of something else. Maybe it's a different game. I could have sworn it was Resident Evil, though. What is this? I don't know. It's fine. But it's like this one with the little girl. I think it's Resident Evil. And she, like... It's like this lady gets lost and the guy has to find her and this, like, little girl there, whatever. But that's the only one that, like, really stuck out to me. Have you guys ever played Outlast? I feel like that game used to be so big, like, in the 2010s. And now... they have not, like, come out with it at all. It used to be, like, a really scary game that people were so scared to play. And now I never hear anything about it anymore. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis from 1999, which was on the original PlayStation console. I didn't play too much on the original PlayStation because I was extremely young at that time. But I wanted to start getting a little bit more into it. Because mainly I started getting into games around the PS2 era. Alright. So let's talk a little bit about Assassin's Creed. So, it's so funny we're still talking about Assassin's Creed Mirage. Because again, I remember when that game came out, it wasn't really a lot of talk around it. But now I guess it's making a little bit of an impact here because... it officially hit 10 million players. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it's interesting to see that it's still doing big numbers, even though it came out quite a bit ago. I will say though, it's interesting because I'm pretty sure this is the game that Ubisoft made after taking a few year break. So maybe it goes to show, because Assassin's Creed used to come out like, if not yearly, almost yearly. And then Ubisoft was like, okay, we're gonna take this break, and then they came back with Mirage, and it seemed to do very good. It's also a shorter game, because I don't know if you guys have seen my review on Assassin's Creed Shadows, but one of the things that like I didn't like about the game is that it's just so bloated. It's such a huge game, like, and some people would argue that like, oh, big games are like good, like wouldn't a bigger game be better? But it's like, it's just bloated with like unnecessary things, and the world was beautiful but it was empty. So that was one of my kind of negatives about the game. And I heard that Mirage is smaller. I didn't play Mirage, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I heard it was terrifying. Outlast was scary AF. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever played Outlast, but I've watched gameplays on it, and it's very eerie. Especially for its time. Well, I'm not going to say for its time, because I think it, like, the 2010s was... We were pretty... What's the word? Like... They were pretty good about, like, adding scary stuff and a lot of details to games around that time, but it definitely was one of the first that was, like, really scary. Like, they added a lot to it. Alright. I also want to talk about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake, because a lot of people have been asking for this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have not played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but I have heard a lot about it and how it's a lot of people's favorite Call of Duty. So I was going to watch this really quick to like see what they have to say about it.
We've been hearing about a remake of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for quite some time now, with plenty of rumors, a few internal leaks, and the lead voice actor all but confirming that it's happening, but the big question has been when it'll actually come out. Well, based on recent reports, pretty soon. While announcing its latest financial results this morning, Ubisoft laid out a slate of upcoming games being released before the end of the current financial year, which ends March 31st, 2026. Among these games was one unannounced title. Insider Gaming reports that this unannounced title is in fact the long-rumored Black Flag remake, and claims that it'll be launching the week of March 23rd, 2026. While it's totally possible that this mystery game is some other Ubisoft project, games from big publishers usually have more lead time between reveal and launch. However, one notable exception would be a game with a built-in fan base that'll instantly be sold on the idea because they know exactly what to expect. For instance, look at how well the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake performed when Bethesda stealth dropped that back in April. It's safe to assume that the fan-favorite entry in Ubisoft's flagship series would generate a similar amount of buzz among Assassin's Creed fans were that to happen for that game. If this release date, or at the very least release window, is accurate for the Black Flag remake, the next question is when will it officially get announced? A same-day stealth drop is a possibility. You do a lot of stealth dropping in Assassin's Creed, but another possibility is it'll get revealed during the Game Awards, which are coming up very soon on December 11th. We will keep you posted if we find out more, or if anything leaks between now and then.
Yeah, well, there you guys go. Black Flag is a must-play, absolutely amazing story. I'll have to try it out, because I know a lot of people talk about that game. A lot of people. It was interesting to see that they were actually manning, like, the ships, because I played a good amount, I'd say like a handful of newer Assassin's Creed games, and I don't think you could do that in any of them, at least from what I recall. I don't think you can man a ship. A remake of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, really? Ubisoft lost its way. They are not making another Watch Dogs. And we were just talking about how they should be making another Watch Dog. I don't know if it was my last live stream, but it was definitely like one of the last ones. I was just talking about how they should do another one. Give me Steam Machine and Assassin's Creed Black Flag in March. Yeah. I'm really interested to see more about that Steam Machine. And I mean, I know I just put a video out about the Steam Machine last week, but it was very interesting, like, researching the Steam Machine and like the older Steam machines, because I didn't even know they had older Steam machines until I started looking into like this new one. And I'm like, oh, like, yeah, they were really messed up for real back in like 2015. They had a lot going on. So I hope that this new one's gonna be better. Yeah, it's the only Assassin's Creed I played, and it's the most uncomplicated one in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Maybe if they do make the remake. But then, I have to say that I should also try the older one, but cuz like sometimes remakes are like not good. So I'd probably have to play the older one as well, but definitely if they come out with the remake, I should try it out. That Steam Machine will be that, yeah. I know I was talking about in my video, like, it all depends on the price, because if it's too much money, like, people would rather just buy a PC or like a handheld or something. Yeah, 2015 it was third party distributed rather than now they're distributing on their own. Yeah. So they had like a bunch of different companies pretty much manufacturing it and putting their own gear, whatever, into it. It had a lot of problems. All right. So speaking of Ubisoft, I know we were just kind of talking about how Ubisoft is kind of all over the place recently, kind of like Xbox, but they did just come out with their financials, and they claim that they are soaring successfully in the latest report. So I wanted to read about this because I don't know especially if you've been watching my lives, we've been talking about a lot how Ubisoft has been kind of like losing money. I guess up until recently, they haven't been really making a lot of good games. It is reported though that they're like making Far Cry 7. I put that in a TikTok recently. It was like some leaks that came out about it. And it seems like they're going in a very weird direction if the leaks are true. So that's going to be interesting, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. I don't think I talk about it in today's live, unfortunately, but I'm interested to see what direction they're taking Far Cry. And I would like to know, did you guys like Far Cry 6? Because I did not like Far Cry 6, and I hope that they are changing some things for the next one. I really liked 4. I really liked 5. A lot of people really liked Far Cry 3. I haven't played I have played Far Cry 3, but I didn't finish it for other reasons. But they made a lot of good Far Cry games. I just didn't like Far Cry 6. But let's see what they have to say about their numbers, because I'm curious. So, the financial report was pretty glowing for Ubisoft, and it was laced with positivity. Year over year, Ubisoft's net booking in H1 FY increased 20%, soaring to 772 million euros. So you could do the math with that with dollars. But digital revenues made up a huge chunk of that, with Vertical also seeing 30% increase. Shining Gem was player recurring investment, which soared by 52% in H1 FY26. So, in a statement, Ubisoft confirmed outperformance driven by stronger than expected partnerships, demonstrating the power and attractiveness of the group's portfolio, as well as meaningful contribution from live TV and animated series. That's interesting. Excluding partnerships, back catalog was robust and in line with expectations, but marked by contrasted dynamics. It was also noted that Assassin's Creed overperformed this year. I can see that. Confirming positive momentum. This was likely because Assassin's Creed Shadows was one of the best Assassin's Creed games the company had produced in a good few years. Well, okay, yeah, in a good few years. Not counting Assassin's Creed Mirage. But they just were gloating about how they... Okay, I'm a little confused, but Ubisoft has also maintained 34 million monthly active users across the portfolio, and in H1, 88 million unique active users were logged. There were nice things to be said about Tencent's recent investment in Vantage Studios, and it was noted that all conditions precedent had been satisfied, which means nothing is stopping the closure of that deal in the coming days. Yeah, that's funny. It's interesting to see like their kind of perspective on it. From an outsider looking in, especially one that like keeps up with like game news and stuff. I could definitely see how a lot of people bought Assassin's Creed Shadows. There was definitely mixed reviews on it, but you know, they were so scared to even put the game out because of all of the backlash that they got from Yasuke and stuff like that. So it's funny, they're kind of like backpedaling a little bit and be like, oh yeah, like this actually was a good like Assassin's Creed game. So I don't know, it just, Ubisoft kind of gives me the same vibes as Xbox when it comes to like, it almost seems like they don't know what they want to do themselves, so it's just confusing for like an outsider, you know? What games to recommend before the end of the year? Off the top of my head, I really like Ghost of Yotei. I am liking Split Fiction. I mean, specifically from this year, I like Yotei, I like Split Fiction. Exhibition 33 is my favorite game this year. What else have I played? I really like South of Midnight. Yeah, those are off the top of my head. I really liked all those games. It was a decent year, just overly long. Yeah, it was decent. The Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, that was my thing. Like, it was a pretty good game. I'm not gonna lie. It was a pretty good game. It's just some parts were just dragged out, like completely dragged out. All right. Speaking of Ghost of Yotei, I know I was just talking about it. They are coming out now with a New Game Plus. And it's funny because it's pretty close to release for them. Like, they just came out and they're already dropping New Game Plus. But they're probably just trying to keep people playing as long as possible, I guess. But Ghost of Yotei New Game Plus date revealed, adds new trophies and content, replay feature. So, Sucker Punch has given you all the time to breathe by now. Not me, I kind of just started, well, I'm not going to say I just started the game, but I'm still, at least in the first half. By now, you probably finished Ghost of Yotei and need a fresh challenge, which is where New Game Plus comes in handy. New Game Plus is a great way to extend the shelf life of any game. Moreover, it offers new challenges and usually adds extra options and features into the mix for good measure. Ghost of Yotei's sun isn't setting anytime soon, and in November, inclusion of New Game Plus will be a game changer. I'm curious if you guys ever actually utilize New Game Plus. If I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I might have done it for God of War Ragnarok and maybe The Last of Us, but I feel like that's the only time I've ever used New Game Plus. And I don't think I ever really complete the game for a second time, because especially doing what I'm doing, I always have to kind of be on to the next game. And I'm also a completionist, so I kind of take my time with the first run through, so I never really have time to go back for a second. But Ghost of Yotei is getting New Game Plus capabilities from November 24th, so that was today actually. And this isn't all. An official PlayStation blog reveals more bits from New Game Plus to new gear and extra PlayStation trophies. The original Ghost of Yotei trophy list was generous, but now you have an additional 2 trophies to fight for. On top of this, New Game Plus behaves as it does in every game. Once you finish the story, you can begin the adventure again from scratch, but your progress rolls over, and there's new, harder difficulty setting for Sadistic Samurai in all of you. Okay. Here are some features that will feature in the New Game Plus update. New currency called Ghost Flowers, used on a new vendor packing many cosmetics. New tier of upgrades for armor sets and weapons. You can replay content from the main game. New accessibility features such as button remapping and fresh photo mode tweaks. So, yeah. Getting a bunch of new stuff with that, which is pretty cool for those of you who are interested in that. But I have not finished the game, so I probably won't be getting into that anytime soon. Alright, on to the next story. I'm also curious, have you guys, or are you guys still playing Among Us? I remember that game when it came out, like, it was like during the pandemic, it had to be, because everybody was on that game. It was good. I honestly think, like, people just got over it, to be honest. It got kind of boring, because it is kind of repetitive once you play it a lot, and you really have to play with the right people. But they are coming out with a collab with Stardew Valley, which is a very interesting collab because it's like cozy versus like you're killing people here and like accusing people. But just wanted to mention that really quick. Yeah, everybody was on Among Us. It was fun though. Oh, you got on it late. Yeah, it was something. That's what I could say. It definitely was something. But it was fun, and then you could like vent. I remember venting was such a thing, and then everybody was calling everybody sus. It got so overused. But this is bringing some people back to the game. I don't know if I'm gonna hop back on it, to be honest, but a very interesting collab. Okay, let's talk about. It's always funny towards the end of the live. It's like, okay, I have so much stuff to talk about. Let's talk about Silent Hill, since we kind of were already on a roll with, you know, like these horror games and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think I don't think that collab is gonna bring anybody back either. And I'm a fan of Stardew Valley, but I don't think I would come back to it. All right. So, Silent Hill. Let me get this back. Silent Hill Townfall release date possibility. So, it's funny because we literally just, well, kind of literally-ish, just got a new Silent Hill, and there's already talks about another Silent Hill that's coming out, because we just got Silent Hill F. So now we're getting into Silent Hill Townfall. So, according to a storefront leak, Silent Hill Townfall is coming in early 2026. Now, this is kind of like to me, because it's like, that's going to be almost less than a year since the last game came out. So, I don't know, but let's see what they have to say. Furthermore, even before we've seen gameplay, we know when it's releasing. Announced all the way back in 2022, Silent Hill Townfall is a collaboration between Konami and Annapurna Interactive, which they make Stray. It's one of my favorite games on the PS5. Indie game. Not much is known about the project outside of a cryptic announcement video from the Silent Hill transmission presentation. Many had a bad feeling that the project wouldn't see the light of day, as the series hadn't been doing well and the Annapurna layoffs. However, right at the prime of the franchise, with Silent Hill 2 Remake and Silent Hill F being massive success, it seems not too far off. So, yeah, they're basically just saying the leak is in question comes from eShop Liverpool, Mexico, which showed Silent Hill Townfall in a release date of March 26, 2026. Unfortunately, the listing in question had been since deleted, though Polish outlet CD Action managed to screenshot it beforehand. There's always somebody that's going to come in with the screenshots, but let's see what this is. I don't really think it's much, to be honest. I think it's just like literally a teaser.
Why are you here? No, in this place. Why are you here? Here to be punished. That's good, I like it. You know what, I think you're right. I think we've done something so awful that we are stuck here in this place, being judged by these people. But for you, I think it's more than that. I think you're here for some other reason. And I don't want to be anywhere near you when you figure that out.
I mean, it's something, you know. I feel like we have been getting like so many horror games recently. I'm kind of here for it, but usually I'm not like the type to like play horror games for real. I kind of usually just like watch the gameplays of it and stuff like that. But I always like the concept that Silent Hill comes out with. Like, I really liked Silent Hill F. And that whole concept, like the Japanese concept. I have heard some complaints that like people don't like that they're coming out with like all these like sequels and spin-offs and stuff like that, and it's kind of getting like away from the roots. I guess a lot of people are saying that they would rather just have it be a separate game entirely. So Yes, very, very interesting, to say the least. All right. Another kind of thing I want to touch on. So I'm curious if anybody really uses Epic Games for real, because usually when I think of like online PC gaming and stuff like that, I kind of first go to Steam and then maybe Epic Games. Like, I think I've only gotten something off of Epic Games once, and I think that was Valorant. I think. Yeah. But they have added a new feature where they are now allowing gifting. I don't know if that's something Steam does. If you guys know, let me know in the chat. But I thought this was kind of interesting. Just in time for the holidays, the Epic Games Store is now allowing gifting on the storefront. The feature has been highly requested addition from fans and couldn't come at a better time. I mean, yeah, since Christmas is coming up and stuff like that. Epic Games Store is fairly a new service, only launching in 2018 as a competitor to Steam. The storefront houses many popular releases like Battlefield 6, Arc Raiders. Has anybody playing? I keep going off subject, but is anybody playing Arc Raiders? I hear so much about it. Continuing, and Epic Games own Fortnite. However, one factor that Steam had over Epic Games Store was gifting. Okay, so they do have it. On Steam, you can gift a code or a copy of the game to another user despite a large game selection. The Epic Games Store had yet to implement the system. Now the joy of gifting has arrived, and right before the holiday season. So, pretty cool if that's something you guys are interested in. Speaking of gifting, there are a lot of Black Friday sales going on. If any of you guys are interested in that, there's like some bundles, which that's a weird bundle to me. Like PS5 and Fortnite. I mean, considering Fortnite's free, but I'm assuming it's just like you get some like accessories or whatever. A bunch of stuff on the controllers and the Portal and stuff. Let's see. $20 off the Portal remote player. And, you know, it just got that update, so I don't know, maybe it would be worth it to some people. I've talked a lot about the VR and how it's kind of expensive for what you get, because if you guys don't remember, the VR was pretty expensive. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. I want to say like 500 or so. But then there was like no games on it. So it's a pretty steep discount for the VR, but I still would argue it's not worth it. Sorry, but I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest. Still, it's a great game, but I do not like it. Yes, a Fortnite bundle is crazy. It's 8-year-old. Yeah, that Fortnite bundle is crazy. Yeah. So yeah, a bunch of stuff off of that. Black Friday 2025 deals on PlayStation Plus. Join to save up to 33% on select memberships. Well, yeah. It'd be helpful if they did more sales on like the actual, what's it called, like PlayStation Store instead of PlayStation Plus. All right. Let's see what I want to talk about before we end. Okay, this is actually kind of funny. Did you guys hear of this GameStop Trade Anything Day? It's been getting like so much like hate online and stuff, and I could see why, because I guess like GameStop was telling its employees that like you can accept anything that's not living or dead and they'll give you store credit for it. It's actually crazy. So I thought we'd read this because I'm like, what the heck is going on? On December 6th, GameStop is hosting a bizarre event dubbed Trade Anything Day. This is exactly what it sounds like, with retailers suggesting that almost anything could be exchanged for store credit on that day only. There's a list of excluded items like radioactive waste or alcohol, but anything or everything else goes, including taxidermied animals. What the heck? It's giving that GameStop is super desperate. Like, what the heck is going on? It's actually crazy. But there's a few more catches involved, and nobody knows how much these items will be worth. but it's certainly a bold attempt to get customers into GameStop stores across the nation. GameStop might have opened the door to some truly weird potentials this coming Trade Anything Day on December 6th. Customers will waltz into GameStop stores with anything they can get their hands on in hope of securing some credit. I also heard that like a lot of GameStop employees are like quitting because of this. It's highly unlikely the average items will be worth much, and there are a lot of caveats tied to this event, but it's nothing if not a humorous event that'll get people in the retailer stores. GameStop staff will have the final say on what can be accepted as a trade item, and there's predefined shipping containers that have been handed to stores and determine the maximum size of said items. That stops you from wheeling in a refrigerator or something bizarre into the store to trade. Here's a full list of any things that you cannot trade to games. Oh yeah, okay. So, hazardous waste or chemical, liquid, lithium battery. Oh my gosh. I feel like people are gonna take this so far. It's a hefty list, and there are some strange things on there that you would not be expected, like computers, peripherals, and yeah, okay. Yeah, that's insane. That's crazy. I just thought that story was like so crazy because it's like I already kind of feel like GameStop has been kind of dying a bit, and it just seems like they're like really trying to get their name out there. It's almost like it reminds me of when like certain like celebrities or influencers, they like make up drama just to get their name out there. That's kind of what it's reminding me. Like GameStop is dying, and they're trying to like do any and everything to keep their name relevant. It's kind of sad because GameStop used to be so nice. But anyway, you guys, this don't make any sense. Yeah, it don't make any sense. I don't know what they're doing. They are doing anything to stay in, and well, I honestly feel like too, GameStop, like, I feel like they're kind of one of those companies that like they could be doing stuff to keep people in the door, but they're not really listening. It's just for one day and for one item you only get about $5. Not that big a deal. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see, but it's very out there to me, at least. It's very out there. So I wonder, I mean, I've heard things that like they're gonna like donate it and maybe like, I don't know, but it's kind of funny to me. But anyways, I think that's all we're gonna have time for today. I hope you guys, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, holiday week and stuff like that. With that being said, I'm going to try and put out a video this week, but no promises for Friday. But if I don't put out a video for Friday, I will be back Monday for some more gaming news. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll catch you guys next week. AK out.